Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanek and Robert Paris, Peter Brown with the weather, Matt DiMarzio with sports, and Madison Shipka with the community calendar. Thank you for joining us. Burlington has lost a woman who was a dedicated educator and public servant. Louise McNamara, retired principal at Memorial School and member of the Conservation Commission, passed away unexpectedly on Thursday, January 25. She was 80 years old. Ann was a woman who served her family and her community. She worked in the Burlington school system as a teacher and special education counselor at Marshall Simons Middle School and as the principal for 17 years of Memorial Elementary School. Ann's service did not stop in the school system. She was a longtime member of Burlington Town Meeting. In Town Meeting, she was an advocate for education, open space, and children. She was currently serving as a member of Burlington's Conservation Commission, where she had served for 9 years, working to protect the town's water supply, open space, and overdevelopment. At this week's Conservation Commission meeting, members took a few moments to remember Ann and mourn her passing. Let's have a look.
So Ann McNamara was a Conservation Commissioner. However, beyond that, Ann was a truly nice person and our friend, and Ann will be sorely missed.
She was truly a beautiful person. I always joked with her that I thought she knew everybody in Burlington, whoever came through or wherever she was, that she seemed to have known them from, and she had a tremendous memory for the people that she had affected in her lifetime. I'll miss her.
She'd come in early and chat with us, and one thing that really came out that you didn't really see at the meeting was her sense of humor. She was really funny. She had a really great sense of humor. And the other thing about Ann is she was a trooper. I mean, some of these site visits would go out on sites. They were uneven, they were hilly, there were wetlands, there were stone walls, and she tried her hardest. I mean, you know, sometimes she just couldn't do it, but she would go as far as she could and look from as far, you know.
She'd always go partway in.
Yeah, she was a trooper. She really took it seriously, really cared about conservation, and she'll be missed.
A grand jury has indicted 2 people with home invasion and assault with a dangerous weapon for an alleged home invasion in Burlington this past summer. According to a list of grand jury indictments released by Middlesex District Attorney Marion Ryan's office, Leah Perry, 28 of Burlington, was charged with home invasion, assault with a dangerous weapon, armed robbery, and larceny over $250. Rocky White, 41 of Lowell, was charged with home invasion, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon causing serious bodily injury, assault with a dangerous weapon, armed robbery, and larceny over $250. According to the DA's office, on July 1st, 2017, at approximately 7 a.m., Leah Perry allegedly went to a home on Mill Street in Burlington. When the victim opened the door, Rocky White allegedly pushed Perry into the victim's home and ordered them both on their knees at gunpoint. White then allegedly demanded victim's money. However, the victim struggled with White over the firearm, and White struck the victim several times with the butt of the weapon. At this point, authorities say White yelled for Perry to leave while he struggled further with the victim over the firearm. Perry was arraigned in Middlesex Superior Court and released on personal recognizance in order to stay away from the victim and have no contact. The next scheduled hearing is March 7th. White was arraigned in Middlesex Superior Court on February 7th. His bail was set at $2,500 cash, and he was ordered to wear a GPS monitoring bracelet with an exclusion zone of the victim's residence and to stay away from and have no contact with the victim. The next scheduled hearing is March 6th. As you know, at this point, these are allegations, and the innocent until proven guilty. That's what I'm looking for. Police Chief Michael R. Kent reports that the Burlington Police Department arrested 5 men during an undercover prostitution sting operation at a Burlington hotel last Friday night. According to authorities, the Burlington Police Detective Unit, in conjunction with officers from the Middlesex Sheriff's Office and the New England Electronic Crimes Task Force, conducted a reverse sting operation at a local hotel to target potential customers for prostitution. Police say that, like similar operations conducted in the past, those investigations are done in an effort to stop human trafficking and disrupt the relentless cycle of harm caused by the sex trade. Over the past 6 years, the Burlington Department have arrested more than 46 people in these types of operations. The 5 men arrested are George Arkless, 20 of Burlington, Naren Koya, 28 of Burlington, Christopher O'Connell, 33 of Wilmington, Paul Zagami of Bedford, Dana Canjamelia of Billerica. All 5 men are charged with sexual conduct for a fee. Canjamelia is also charged with possession of a Class B substance and a warrant out of Haverhill District Court for motor vehicle offenses. These are allegations. As you know, all suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty. The Burlington Government Review Committee has been established to determine whether a charter commission should be formed by vote of the Board of Selectmen and the voters of Burlington. BNEWS reporter Tad Stefanak went to check out this new committee and files this report.
All those in favor, please rise.
Burlington has grown considerably since its current charter was established in 1970 and recently founded a Government Review Committee, the goal of which is to decide whether a charter commission should be formed.
Over the years, people have talked about some of the issues or problems in town. And Gary Giannino and Steve Marchese were kind of leading the recent conversation. Came to a selectmen's meeting a couple of months ago and asked for research and possibly a committee to be formed so that the conversation can be public and other people can get involved and we can find out what's going on and think about it. This is just an HR issue, and there have been some issues. But one example is the form of government we have right now. The town administrator only has a limited amount of responsibility for the hiring and education and firing, if necessary, of personnel. And that is only within the Board of Selectmen departments. A town manager, if it's written, the right way, all of the control of the hiring and firing of personnel would come through the town manager's office. That doesn't change the responsibility that those employees have to the respective elected boards, planning board, Board of Health, library, recreation. They would still be responsible for the day-to-day operation.
As far as Burlington becoming a city form of government,
To the best of my knowledge, no one on this group is talking about us going to a city where there's a mayor kind of form of government. Mm-hmm. No one's discussing that. Yet it seems that no matter how many times you say that, there is a group of people that don't believe you. So they're just gonna have to sit it out and watch us and come and make comment. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about making adjustments to make the town work better. We don't have any authority. All we're doing is making a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen as to whether we should move forward with a charter commission of some kind or not. There's a process where the charter commission is then elected by the citizens of the town, as well as the decision, do the voters of the town want there to be a charter commission established in order to take a look at making the town more efficient. In 1970, when the charter was first established, the town budget was $20 million. It's almost 140 now. We need to adjust to the times, not only for today, but moving forward.
from the Burlington Town Hall, I'm BNews reporter Tad Stefanak. Back to you in the studio.
And to craft it so that it passes muster. Because, Charlie, the legislature reviews this stuff.
Due to the severity of the current flu season, Leahy Hospital is taking precautions to keep patients safe by restricting younger visitors. I would presume keep younger visitors safe as well. Leahy Senior Manager of Media Relations Dan Mara said that starting on Monday, the hospital has put in place a restriction on all visitors under the age of 13 to inpatient areas of the facility. He said this measure is for the protection of patients, many of whom are more susceptible to the flu and flu symptoms. Young children are more frequent carriers of the flu, he said, and could unknowingly infect vulnerable patients. Mara said the restrictions will be in place until the hospital decides the risk is over. This year's flu season has hit the country harder than many in recent years. During a February 2nd conference call, Centers of Disease Control Acting Director Ann Shushat highlighted the difficulties posed by the 2017-2018 flu season thus far. She said this year they have seen increased influenza-like illnesses, more hospitalizations, and tragically more flu-associated deaths in children and adults. And as of last week, overall hospitalizations are now the highest they've seen. CDC officials recommend that residents get flu shots if they have not yet already. Though the flu vaccine is not perfect, it does reduce the chance of getting the flu and may reduce the severity of the symptoms and its duration if you do get it. Mathnasium, a learning center that focuses on mathematics, held a family math night this week at the Memorial Elementary School in Burlington. BNEWS reporter Robert Paris was there and has this look.
F plus U plus N equals fun. This week, the Math Learning Center Mathnasium, located on Cambridge Street, held their Family Math Night event at the Memorial Elementary School, where parents and their kids can play games involving mathematics.
So Mathnasium actually started this initiative of to collaborate the kids and the parents together to have a family math night where we can engage the parents as well as the students and play fun math. This is our part of our community outreach effort where we want to show the elementary students how fun math can be. Because typically what happens at a certain age, kids come and say, we hate math, we don't like math. So that's why we are doing this kind of effort to show them math is not just boring worksheets, it's more can be fun, and it has a real-time application where you need math for your whole life.
Before the fun can begin, there are a few preparations Mathnasium has to do before their event.
In Burlington, we have had 4 math nights. We have already done 2, and this is our 3rd one. We have one other one upcoming on February 13th in Francis Wyman. So the difference, the first one was Memorial School. It's a learning process. So what we do is that we go the day before to the school. We figure out how big is the cafeteria. We encourage the kids. We take prizes with them. We talk to them. We tell them, okay, we have this math night, and it's a fun event. It's a free event. Come in with your parents, and we engage with the students.
Kids are not the only ones playing the games. Parents also get a chance to participate in the academics as well.
What we do is that when the parents come in, we give them 2 things. One is a student passport, what we call, and another is a parent passport. So parents and students both need to be engaged. So we make sure that they are getting engaged. So we tell the parents, here is your parent passport. You write your name, you write your details in it, and this is your student's passport. So you go to the table, you play games with your child there, and then you get it stamped. So we have stamps for each table. So when they go and play games, then that table, whoever is the facilitator, they stamp that table thing, and they go through 10 tables. We have around 20 tables here. So based on the grade level, it's kindergarten to grade 2 is one table, and 3rd grade and above is another, because obviously their ability to understand between these 2 ages are quite different. So we group them as per age appropriate.
Finally, who said math isn't fun?
Our hope for the family math night is parents' engagement in this whole process. What we think is like at elementary, after 3rd grade, so Burlington is our newest center. We have another center in Acton. Invariably, I have heard kids saying after 3rd grade, I hate math. That is because they are not getting engaged. They are not seeing the real-time application of mathematics. They feel it's just worksheets, it is boring. If we start playing these kind of games with the kids, they understand mathematics in a different way, and they have fun and they learn. If you have fun and you learn, it's not boring anymore. So we want the parents to come and help. Don't just tell your kid, just go and do this worksheets. Go with them, engage with them, play with them, and teach them.
From the Memorial Elementary School, I'm Robert Paris for BNEWS Weekly.
Just because an incoming call looks like it's coming from a local number does not make it legitimate. The Federal Trade Commission is warning residents that scammers have ways to fake the number they are calling from to make it look more trustworthy. When your phone rings and it looks like a local call, you may be more likely to answer, the FTC says. Scammers count on this and can easily fake caller ID numbers. They even can match the first 6 digits of your own number, which is called neighbor spoofing. The urge to answer can be tough to resist, since you might worry if it's a neighbor who needs help or the school nurse. If you see a number like this on your caller ID, remember that it could be faked. Letting it go to voicemail is one option. If you do pick it up and don't recognize the caller, just hang up. But what else can you do? Call blocking services that block or flag unwanted calls can help. These services include mobile apps features built into your mobile phone, cloud-based services, call blocking devices, or services provided by your phone service carrier. Some are free and others cost money. You can also register your number with the Do Not Call registry, which seems to be quite useless, the FTC advises. They didn't advise that, I did. The Do Not Call registry is designed to stop sales calls from legitimate companies so it won't stop calls from scammers. But it could make it easier for you to spot scam calls. If a company is ignoring registry, then there's a good chance it's a scam. Also, please remember, the IRS, the deputy sheriff, nobody in government requests that you pay any kind of a bill with a Western Union or a gift card or any other type of electronic payment. People on the go have a new place for a quick refreshment of their style. The Blowout and Style Bar, Main and Manny, opened in the district last week. BNews director Rich Hosford was there and has this look.
For anyone who wants to look their best but may not have a long time to spend in the chair, there is a new option in town. Main and Manny opened its doors in the district last week with a grand opening celebration and ribbon-cutting ceremony. Though they offer many of the services of a traditional salon, the concept of Main and Manny is new and unique.
So Main and Manny really is in the name, Main meaning hair, nails, of course, for manicure. So we offer manicures and blowouts at the same time. It's all delivered in 45 minutes right here at our bar, and we are the world's first style bar.
The staff is ready and able to offer a wide variety of services.
Yeah, so one of our most popular services is the blowout. So we do a wash, blowout, and then style however the guest would like. Not including pinning, but curls, straightening. So that's one of our most popular ones. We also do a lot of makeup. We can just do eye makeup. We have lashes. We have brow, facial, and body waxing. And we also do nails as well. So we do regular manicures, we do gel manicures, and pedicures.
When a customer enters Main and Manny, the owner and staff want to ensure they are relaxed as they are being pampered.
So we want it to be a relaxing environment. We also want it to be fun and entertaining. Our space is really open. It's designed to kind of have everybody be talking to one another, but you can also feel relaxed at the same time.
The desire to provide a relaxing environment helps shape both the design of the space and the business's commitment to cleanliness, a way to ease the minds of its customers by letting them know their health and wellness is a top priority.
So we wanted this space to be really open. We wanted to have a modern design. We also really focus a lot on our cleanliness. We take the highest precautions for sanitation and sterilization for the State Board of Massachusetts. So all of our stations are super sanitary. We clean them after every client. We do all of our implements in a dry heat sterilizer, so we really focus a lot on the cleanliness, and we wanted the space to kind of reflect that with clean lines. It's a very modern, elegant design, light colors, and a very open and friendly environment.
The Blowout and Style Bar also can accommodate people who are on the go and short on time.
We actually offer blowouts and manicures at the same time, so that way it's kind of like two services in one. You're quick in and out. All of our staff's very efficient, so it's very easy to come in for like a quick pick-me-up, and you always feel better after a blowout.
Gina said she's excited to open in the Burlington community.
So we're really excited to be in Burlington. The community is great. There's tons of businesses as well as families, and everybody in the community has been super open to us. They've been super excited. They've all been waiting for us to come. So now that we're here, we're really looking forward to reaching out into the community and, making women and gentlemen, we do gentlemen services as well, to get them excited to want to come in, and we want to be part of the community.
Finally, Burlington business leaders say they are happy to welcome Main and Manny to town.
The Chamber's excited to have all different types of businesses, small and large, join us, and this is just a great example that Burlington has so many different options in the line of beauty. This is not like any other spa, so it gives just one more option to our members, but also to the community at large. It's kind of fun. It's a whole different feel than what we're used to when it comes to, it's not a traditional hairdresser, it's not a traditional spa, it's a melding of all of it together.
At Main and Manny, I'm BNews Director Rich Hosford.
Are you looking for a lovely supper on the most romantic day of the year? Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and a couple of Burlington restaurants are providing some delicious dishes for you and your true love, one true love. To help you decide, we searched the internet for some restaurants who will be offering dinner specials on February 14th, and we have compiled a list of them on our website. You can check it out at www.bcattv.org/news. We go now to BNews weatherman Peter Brown in our Weather Center for the latest forecast. We'll also check out the community calendar with Maddie Shipka to see what's happening in and around Burlington.
Well, hello everyone, and this is Peter Brown with a look at your weather for the next 7 days. Now, I hope you all survived and kept safe in that messy storm that we had over the past couple of days. We had a little bit of snow, but a lot of rain and some ice there. So as we move ahead, though, going through our period coming up, you're going to notice temperatures starting out on Friday, about average, a little bit cooler than average, but nothing too bad, nothing that we haven't seen in February before here in southern New England, that's for certain. We're going to be starting out, though, again, like I said, our overnight lows, actually, if you're going to be out and around going into Saturday morning, not too cold for this time of the year. So definitely not tropical, but definitely not too bad if you have to be out there. And look at this as we get towards the end of our period, already into the middle of February. Actually, when we get to this point in February, we only have about 4 weeks until we turn the clocks ahead. So we'll be getting some much later sunsets, which is a really nice sign of spring to come. And of course, speaking about that, of course, our sunrises are getting earlier, sunsets getting later, so that is definitely a positive sign that we are moving on towards spring. Now, as we go ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going to be going on with our weather for the next 7 days. Now, again, looks like a little bit of a complex weather map, kind of similar to what we saw last week. Now, starting out on our period going into the Friday time frame going into Saturday morning, we're going to see a kind of weak and disjointed system moving towards us here in the Burlington area out of the Ohio Valley. And this is going to be bringing with it kind of a weak warm front into our area. That may actually trigger a few snow showers as we head into early Saturday morning, so you have to be out early around Burlington. Keep an eye that we could have a little bit of slick conditions around, but as we head into Saturday afternoon, this warm front's going to move north of us, and that's going to bring some fairly mild weather into our area. Temperatures may be in the lower to mid 40s, but unfortunately that's going to bring with the chance of some fairly heavy rainfall. And after that system passes by, we are going to see a weak cold front move through. Nothing too spectacular, but we are going to have to take a look when we get towards the end of the period down here. We're going to be seeing another low pressure center forming, and that's going to come over here off to the coast of just south of us. And that may actually bring us a little bit of unsettled weather as we head into the Wednesday and Thursday time frame. And once that storm passes by us, looks like it's going to drag down some fairly chilly weather with this high pressure center over central Canada. So that's for sure. We are moving through February, but we do still have a good deal of cold weather to come, but nothing too bad as we go ahead. Now, as we move ahead, I'm going to show you a little bit about what we're expecting for temps and precip over the next 7 to 10 days. And looking at this first map, looks like here in the Burlington area and most of the rest of New England, the Climate Prediction Center is predicting us to have above average precipitation, and that's going to be reflected as we get into this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we may actually see a couple of inches of rain again. No snow. Doesn't look like we're going to get too much snow, maybe a little bit flurry light coating on Saturday morning, but a heavy rain is going to move in as we get in towards Saturday and Sunday, maybe again on the order of 1 to 2 inches. So that definitely will be reflected here in the above average chances of precipitation for us. As we go ahead, we're going to take a look at our temperatures also for the next 7 to 10 days. And here it looks like up here in the Burlington area again, expecting temperatures at or a little bit above average. So that we're going to see that also in our temperature profile as we go through the next 7 days. Temperatures not too warm, but definitely not as cold as they could be for February. But of course, if you're going down on vacation down to Florida, this is where the real warmth is. So you're going to have some great weather if you're heading down that way. Now, as we move ahead, we're going to show you a little bit about those temperatures and the weather coming up the next 7 days. Now, again, on Friday, starting our period, we're going to see seasonable highs, temperatures in the mid to lower 30s, and we're going to see that chance of maybe a little bit of light snow moving in very late Friday night and going into the first part of Saturday. But once we get past probably 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, if you have to go out and do errands, the weather is going to turn a little bit warmer, temperatures up near 40, a little bit higher maybe. And that's going to bring in now the chance of some heavier rain. So the slick conditions will be gone. We're not going to see a big refreeze going into Sunday as temperatures are going to stay above freezing. But Sunday is definitely going to be a washout, that's for sure. Probably, again, maybe as much as 1 to 2 inches of rain. Now, as we head into Monday, look at this. Conditions start to clear out. Temperatures Monday and Tuesday, look at that. They're staying around 40, so not too bad for this time of the year. And again, as we get towards the end of the period into Thursday, this is where we'll have to keep an eye on maybe that system that's going to be passing by to our south. That one, however, as you notice here, Thursday night into Friday morning, that's going to draw some chilly air down. So we will have a little bit of real winter coming back to us as we get to the end of the period. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather we're having, and have a great week.
Hello, I'm Maddie Shipka, and this is your community calendar. Flip the dough, make the sauce, and slap on some delicious toppings. On Monday, February 12th from 7 to 10 p.m., Osteria Nino will be having a make-your-own pizza night. You'll learn from world-renowned chef Oscar Figuera. The event also includes an adult beverage, dessert, salad, and your homemade pizza. The event is 21 plus and costs $40 per person. For more information and to register, visit ninopizzanight.eventbrite.com. Come learn about everyone's favorite sweet, chocolate. On Thursday, February 15th at 7 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having a presentation called Chocolate, the Secret Indulgent, with Mike Cross. Come learn which chemical elicits biochemical reactions in the human brain, making chocolate the perfect indulgence. Everyone is welcome. Light refreshments will be served, and of course, there will be chocolate. For more information, visit burlington.org or call 781-270-1690. Take a look at some impressive castles made of ice. On Saturday, February 17th, the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having a day trip to the New Hampshire Ice Castles. The New Hampshire Ice Castles are made with exquisite blue ice that glows and reflects light off of thousands of safe icicles. The ground is paved with crushed ice. Everyone is welcome on the trip. The trip is $83 per person. Pre-registration is required. For more information, visit burlingtonrecreation.org or call 781-270-1695. I'm Maddie Shipka, and this has been your Community Calendar.
Up next is sports, but before we go to Matt DiMarzio, I've got a sports editorial for you. Congratulations to Bill Belichick, who demonstrated a level of arrogance and stubbornness seen very rarely anywhere in the world. For some unknown reason and for the demonstration of enforcing a principle which we have absolutely no idea because he didn't deign to bother to tell us, he kept his number 2 cornerback out of the biggest game of the year. After that player, Malcolm Butler, had played 18 games for Belichick and 98% of the defensive snaps over the course of the year. Even after it was apparent that the Eagles were absolutely lacerating the New England secondary, Belichick still thought it important to enforce, again, a principle which we have no idea. And a game that was eminently winnable and in one play made the entire difference by the Eagles, the fumble by Brady. This was an eminently winnable game, and perhaps Butler might have made 2 or 3 or 4 plays that could have affected the game dramatically and resulted in a win for the Patriots. But in the end result, Belichick decided no, it was going to be his way or the highway, and without a single explanation of his decision, a Super Bowl was lost. So congratulations again to Bill for ignoring the interests of his owner, his players, and his fans, and the Patriots fans. So in any event, the winter season, that by the way does not reflect the opinions of BCAT management. It is my own, although I'm sure it is shared by some out there in BCAT land. The winter season is winding down, but the action is as hot as ever. For the latest in Red Devils news, we go now to BNEWS sports reporter Matt DiMarzio for this week's sports report.
Hey everyone, this is Matt DiMarzio here with your weekly sports report. It's another big weekend for Burlington High sports teams, and it all starts on Friday night at the high school. The boys basketball team is driving toward its first league championship since 1991, and the Red Devils will host Stoneham on Friday at 7 o'clock. With a win, Burlington will travel to Watertown on Tuesday with a chance to potentially lock up the Middlesex League's Freedom Division Championship. The Burlington girls are also making a run, not at a league title, but at a spot in the state playoffs. The Lady Devils will be in Stoneham on Friday to face the Spartans, an inch closer to a tournament berth. The Devil boys hockey team is enjoying another tremendous season and looks to be cruising toward another league title. Recent action last week, BHS beat both Wakefield and Arlington by final scores of 4-1. The win against Arlington was perhaps the highlight of the season so far, as Arlington entered the game riding a big winning streak and in the Division 1A Super 8 conversation. Saturday, Burlington is back on the ice in a big game against Stoneham at 7 o'clock at the Ice Palace. The surprising Spartans have enjoyed one of their best seasons ever and have already defeated Arlington earlier in the campaign. After Stoneham, the Devils face Arlington Catholic on the road Monday at 8 p.m. and Wilmington on Thursday, February 15th at 3 o'clock before going to Melrose the following Saturday against Melrose. The girls' hockey team also plays Saturday at home against Stoneham starting at 5 o'clock, and the Devils will celebrate senior night. With an overall record of 4-8-3, BHS can't afford any more losses if it wants to qualify for the state tournament, and Stoneham will be a good test. The Spartans beat Burlington by a 3-2 score on January 10th. After Stoneham, the girls play Watertown, Melrose, Billerica, Chelmsford, and Shrewsbury. Also on Friday, the boys gymnastics team will compete in the state championship meet, hosted by Newton North. Injuries have hurt the Red Devils this season, but the team seems healthy going into the final meet of the season. The girl gymnasts will be in action on Monday in Stoneham at the Middlesex League Championship meet. Finally, on Monday at 7:30 p.m. in Boston, Burlington's Brian Diffley and the Boston University men's hockey team will face Northeastern University with the Beanpot Championship hanging in the balance. Last Monday, Diffley and the Boston University beat Harvard in a double overtime first-round game 3-2. Burlington resident Eddie Ellis is a captain on the Harvard team. The consolation game has a little more Burlington flavor as well. Boston College's Casey Fitzgerald is the son of former Burlington High standout Kerry Murphy. BC plays Harvard at 4:30 on Monday. That's all for your weekly sports report. I'm Matt DiMarzio. Back to you guys in the studio.
Another week, another photo to highlight. This week we have a collage of photos from before the big game last Sunday. It was sent in by Fiona Gordon and features her children, 9-year-old Mia and 6-week-old Jaden in their Patriots gear. Though the Super Bowl may not have gone the way of the Patriots' memories, these are sure to be happy ones and enduring ones nonetheless for the family. Thanks for the photo, Fiona. We'd like to see your photos. They could be of something you see around town, the weather outside your own door, or photos of your family members, friends, and pets. Whatever you think is interesting and would like to share with the community. Email your photos to bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. That's it from the news desk here at BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher, along with BNEWS Director Rich Hosford, BNEWS reporters Tad Stefanak and Robert Parris, Peter Brown with the weather, Maddie Shipka with the community calendar, and Matt DiMarzio with sports. Thank you for joining us.